Alright guys, so in just a little bit I was going to shoot a garden tour and now I'm hearing thunder. The sky is really dark, so we'll see what happens. I'm thinking I'm gonna go ahead and just harvest some of the things that are ready, like tomatoes that you don't want to wait till after a rainstorm to harvest. And instead of doing a garden tour today, I might just do a quick this is what we got. I don't think I'm gonna beat that before the rain starts coming down. Just in the past 30 seconds, it feels like it's dropped like 10 degrees. All right, I'm gonna go put the chickens away before it starts pouring down. All right, so the girls are put away safely in their chicken run, so they're gonna be out of this weather. I'm gonna try to harvest my red tomatoes before the rain starts coming down, and I don't even know if I'm gonna have time to do that. So let me get on it. So that happened really fast. We live in a bowl. Our town is in the little valley and we're surrounded by mountains. So about 10 minutes ago it was blue skies and sunny. Did not know this was happening. I was actually in the living room hanging out, editing another YouTube video from yesterday, and I heard thunder, and I come out here, had just enough time to put the chickens away, harvest a couple vegetables, and now it is positively pouring down rain. Not exactly the garden tour day I thought I was going to have this morning. We were estimating 90-degree weather and hot, sunny day today. But that's Western Texas for you. And just like that, our beautiful crepe myrtle is losing all of its flower petals. And it looks like we are starting to hail. Gosh darn it. Alright guys, so not the garden tour that I was planning to shoot today, but that's okay. We're going to roll with the punches, and I'm going to go ahead and show you what I was able to harvest this week before that heavy rain really set in. Now there's more out there that I was planning to harvest, like my cucumbers and a couple of melons and things like that, but those are going to be okay with the rain. I was really just worried about my tomatoes, because when you let a tomato that's ripe sit in a rainstorm, it's going to soak up all of that water from the soil and it's going to dilute the flavor of your tomatoes. You can get cracking on your tomatoes. So I just ran out there and just quickly snipped off all the ones that looked like they were ripe or blushing. And let me show you what we got today. Alright, so I am sitting here by my front door so we can get some natural light on these vegetables as it is still pouring down outside. But what I was able to harvest today is I got 10 Chihuahuan Desert Star tomatoes. So Chihuahuan Desert Stars are basically a local stabilized hybrid that's grown in this area, and they are essentially a miniaturized slicer tomato. They're a little bit fluted and ribbed, but overall really, really wonderful tomato. They do great out here. This one plant gave me 10 tomatoes this week, and some of them look really cute and gnarly. Look at that. Beautiful tomatoes. So all of these are Chihuahuan Desert Star. I also harvested one Get Stuffed tomato, and it's only blushing. It's not quite red, but I did see that it was starting to split open, so I went ahead and harvested it, and this one I can ripen on the counter or eat just a little bit under ripe. We'll see what we do there. Over here I have my very first large barred borer, and this one's starting to split a little bit as well. Now this large barred borer is really beautiful. You see the striping, and it is just blushing. So if I were to leave this one out on the counter at room temperature for a day or two, he would turn bright red, and anywhere where you see that like orangey, reddish, yellowish blushing is going to turn bright red, and everywhere where you see the green striping is going to stay green. So it's a really neat, striped, beautiful tomato. I have several other large barred borer because right as that wind and hail started coming down, I ran out there and I actually had a tree branch. I actually had a stem on one of my large barred borer tomatoes that broke, and all of these tomatoes were on that stem. So I went ahead and pulled those off and just pulled that whole limb off, and we lost about 5 tomatoes right here that are not going to be able to ripen. I'm going to go ahead and make fried green tomatoes tonight. And then that plant, the large barred borer, he's still a really large plant, so we just lost one of those stems, and so cutting him off, I'm going to let one of the suckers grow, and we're probably still going to get good production off of this plant yet. Harvested a lot of okra off my heavy hitter okra and a couple noodle beans. So that's all I was able to get to before that hail started coming down, and everything else is just going to have to wait, and we can cross our fingers and hope for minimal damage today. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. This was not what I expected at all, but stay tuned. We've got a couple good ones coming up here in the near future, and I'll see y'all next time.